Here we go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Recruiting Standard, a part of the Bama Standard Network, guys. This is the very first show. This is going to be the launch of the recruiting service in the next, I would say, 1 to 2 weeks here. But the Recruiting Standard have big things coming for you guys. And in today's video, we got a lot to talk about. I actually got a chance to travel down this past Friday to watch the Southside-Selma versus Thomasville game at 3A. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Matchup here. Very exciting game, but how did I get to Southside, right? How did I venture down there and find this team? First of all, I want to thank Coach Surles Moody and that whole staff, superintendent, principal, all of them for allowing me to come down there, film from the sideline, talk to some people, all that great stuff. Great venue. I'm going to talk about the venue, the game, the players that were definitely going to have to be highlighted in today's video. Very excited about it. Deserve a ton of attention. And guys, I can't mention every single player on here, right? So just ones that caught my eye during that game and in previous game before. So, but with that being said, how did I get to Southside? Well, I have to thank Coach Carl Taylor, who coaches at Selma High School, right? So it was Selma versus Southside game was the first one I attended about week and a half ago now. Unfortunately for the Queen City Classic, which is what that matchup is known as between Selma and Southside, Selma gets beat 44-0. But some of the Southside players caught my attention, caught my eye, like these dudes are kind of for real, right? So Coach Surles Moody there has got a squad going on. So Coach Carl Taylor gets me the contact for Coach Moody, and it goes from there, and I end up down there watching them play Thomasville this past Friday. Southside defeats Thomasville as I'm there 22-15, and I got to talk about some things. First of all, it's been a long time since I went to a venue and I felt pumped up. And I can tell you right now, Southside, they do it right down there. From the music, even the moment you enter the parking lot, everything is organized, it's clean, right? So very friendly environment, in my opinion. I had player parents coming up to me. I had just normal people watching the game coming up to me talking about Southside. I mean, they didn't know who I was. They had no clue. They just knew that we were all there to watch a football game, and we're there to talk about it. To the announcer in the press box, cracking jokes. The whole event was extremely fun. It made me want to play high school football again, to be honest with you. It was such a great time. And Coach Surles Moody, before I talk about these kids, I got to talk about him. You talking about somebody that coaches from the moment kickoff happens to the moment it hits double zeros. That is your man. Here's why I went to Southside. Here's why I asked Coach Katie Taylor. Give me Coach Surles Moody's number if possible, whatever. There's a kid that caught my eye during Selma versus Southside game, and it was a wide receiver number 3. Now, I was concentrating on Selma because at the time when I was there, because I'm there to watch Selma, not the other team. But there was a player that kept sticking out. So I'm pretty sure there would have been other players while I was watching, so don't take offense. But Cedrick Simmons, the wide receiver number 3 versus Selma, I just noticed a couple things. Number 1, he had monstrous hands. Number 2, he could leap out of a gym. I'm almost positive of it. He goes up to catch a TD in the back of the end zone. He ends up a little bit too far out of bounds, but he jumps up, and he's the only one I see in the air because everybody, I would say, from his knees down, or they've leaped up, but he's that far above them. I'm like, okay, so this dude has big hands, leap out of the gym. He's already catching everything all night around him as far as offense goes. And he plays defense, and he plays special teams. This dude is just a hell of an athlete. It was my takeaway. So I go down Southside versus Thomasville, expecting big things from him. And don't get me wrong, I want to get to other players outside of Cedrick Simmons that I was super impressed with as well. But if you don't know who Cedrick Simmons is, you guys better look him up. Every player I'm going to talk about, including Coach Surles Moody, all their information will be in the description below as far as X handles and stuff like that to go check these guys out. Cedric in this game, let me run over his stats real quick. 10 catches, 214 yards, and a touchdown. That's not all, guys. He played defense. I know he had a couple tackles. Very physical player. I know he had either a punt return or kick return, 2 of them that went, I would say, 30 or 40 plus both times. A hell of an athlete, plain and simple, right? So definitely a dog out there. So definitely check that out. Now, moving on down the list here, Kole Moody, who is Coach Surles Moody's son, is the quarterback. Let me explain something, guys. This dude is an 8th grader playing at varsity level, right? And this is his numbers for this game: 25 of 32, 408 yards and 3 touchdowns as an 8th grader. Somebody better start paying attention somewhere to these players I'm talking about, because there is some serious talent in Selma, not just on Southside, at Selma High School as well, but in particular right now, this video, because I went to that game, Southside better get some attention. That's all I'm going to leave it at, right? So I already gave you his stats. Moving on down here. This is a guy, I'll be honest with you, I didn't get a chance to see a lot during the Selma game, but I got a chance to talk to his family, right? His dad, I believe. And he put me on. He said, hey, watch number 2. Correct me. I'm sorry if I get the name wrong. It's Derrick Surles Jr. Obviously, his dad being the senior here, he's number 2. He said, watch this kid. Well, I watched him. 7 catches, 110 yards, 2 TDs. And you're not going to throw against the dude on defense. Pretty much damn near lockdown defensive back. Very physical. When you say Southside and you want a name beside physical, I'm putting Derrick Surles Jr. there. There's no doubt about it. This dude is one of those. If you're an Alabama fan, you watch Drake Kirkpatrick Jr. lower his helmet and smack some people on Louisiana Monroe. That right there is number 2, Derrick Surles Jr. No doubt about it. He's that dude that's going to come in, make you automatically he's that dude that's going to come in and automatically make you more physical. He's going to hold people accountable. To me, if he garners that leadership, because I wasn't paying so much attention to that in this game. Once again, you're talking about a D1 prospect here. Kole Moody, 8th grader. He's going to grow as a D1 athlete, in my opinion, a D1 prospect. Look, Cedrick Simmons is already there. There's no denying that, in my opinion. He's already getting a few little looks. How the kid doesn't have more, I have no idea, right? So just putting these dudes on blast, they need to be looked at. But yeah, Derek Surles Jr., go watch his highlights, his huddle. That's all you need to see, because the dude is everywhere on the film, right? So, and I'm going to add some clips and stuff to this video as well. Hopefully you guys are already watching. Moving down the list here, cornerback number 7 did catch my eye a little bit during the Selma game, but once again, I was trying to concentrate more on Selma to give them their respect. Jaderious Wilkins, once again, I'm sorry if I mess up the names. He's a cornerback with extremely good technique and does not allow anything to be caught his way. Very physical corner. Back pedal's great. Pretty fluid with his hips, right? So pretty much everything you want to see out of a corner. And unfortunately, here's what kind of makes me mad about On3 24/7 and these sports agencies, recruiting agencies that don't go to these type of games. They're not there to see how they do what they do, right? So yes, he's not going to have 3 interceptions or whatever that may be. You know why they don't have that? Because they don't throw in his direction, right? So, because if you go and watch, I got a couple clips on him already. The dude doesn't allow anything. And I think they threw on him like maybe 3 times all game. I don't believe he allowed 1 single catch or even anything close to it. The dude has great technique, in my opinion. Definitely, once again, I think potentially I'd have to do more research before I speak on this. He's got to be a highly rated cornerback, in my opinion. I'm not going to put a star beside it because I got to do more research. But the dude looked outstanding. Moving down the list here, wide receiver linebacker Kendall Wilson, 11 rushes, 62 yards. I just want to throw the stats out there for that. But I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at him as a linebacker. Physical, high energy, grit. Right, will run into a pile, does not stop, high motor. If the ball is somewhere on the field, he's around it. That's what you want to see from a linebacker, right? Outstanding kid. Definitely give him a look as far as huddle and all that stuff goes. And the last one I want to talk about is Michael Jose. 3 catches, 30 yards. But once again, I don't want to really talk about your offense. I want to talk about your defense, because we're talking about 4 sacks. 6 tackles for loss, a block punt, and 2 fumble recoveries. Once again, a lot like Wilkins, this dude is all over the place. If the ball is somewhere, you're going to see him right there with it. The guy is almost unstoppable, in my opinion, coming off the edge. The few times I've seen him line up on the edge, well, I wouldn't say few, but the times he lined up on the edge coming off the ball, I mean, spectacular player. That's all I'm going to talk about. I know there's more. There is I want to say number 64, 62 on the defensive tackle side. Two guys, really. I believe it was 54 and 62. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, guys, if you're watching this and you're the players or the coaches. Studs, absolute studs. One dude, I believe, is a freshman, and he's pushing around the offensive line like they're little kids, right? So I don't have his name off the top of my head. Just wanted to give him a shout out. Give really the whole team a shout out. I don't believe this game was closer than what the score indicates. And sorry, coach, if you're trying to motivate this, is that being a close game? I'm not trying to downplay it, but I think you guys kind of dominated for the most part of the game. Your defense is outstanding. When your offense is clicking, it's almost unstoppable, right? So you did pretty good in the rushing game. You almost averaged 5 yards a game, I believe, as a team. And I know Cole had a hell of a game, in my opinion. 2 interceptions. One probably is not his fault. Probably should be labeled with maybe 1 interception. But look, as an 8th grader moving forward, he has a bright future ahead of him. Like there are some guys on this team that need serious looks from the 24/7s, from the on-3s, that need that stuff, right? And that's why we're making and creating our own recruiting agency, so we can get down into these places and see and view and get the talent exposed that needs to be exposed. Because guys, if you don't go to these games, you don't know. There's only so much you can get from huddle. You don't get the experience. You don't understand how these kids are coached on the sideline. Coach Moody drilling his son as an 8th grader, and him just sitting there taking it, listening, and taking it all in and learning, right? And I'm talking about all the players there. I didn't see one player there have an attitude towards a coach at all game. And I have to say the same thing happened when I attended the Selma game as well. 2 games in a row, I can say that these are very coachable kids, and they're listening, and they're wanting to learn and get better week in and week out. So, but with that being said, hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. Make sure to give it a like, share, and subscribe below. I'm going to be doing at least one of these videos per week. We're going to be getting into more detail. I definitely plan on probably attending one more Southside game before the end of the year. It was such a good venue. I think I have to go back and at least do one more if Coach Moody allows me to come down there and do that. But with all that being said, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to leave in the comments what you guys think about this. If you have any film you want me to check out, or if you want me to attend your game, anything like that, the ticker is right there. Just shoot us an email at therecruitingstandard1@gmail.com, or just hit me up on X at jlewis85. If you follow me, I'll follow you back. Send me a message. But probably the easiest way is going to be shooting us an email or a message, like I said, on X. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Other than that, have a good day. See you next video.